Welcome back to the workshop for part 2 of the vice stop project. In this section I'm going to do the machining for the mount. I've just checked and I've completely run out of elbow grease, so I'm going to cut the major chunk out with the bandsaw. This is the part that I'm going to be cutting out, and this is how I've mounted it in the bandsaw itself. So let's get on with it, shall we? We're over at the bandsaw. Because of the design of the vice jaws in this thing, I've had to put the stock in a smaller drilling vice, really, which I've modified for this purpose. To be held in the jaws of the bandsaw. Just a matter of switching on and catching it before it gets down too far. The resulting cut will be at an angle, but I've found a little bit of elbow grease and I'll finish that off with a hand hacksaw. So off we go. Now I'm going to stop it there and check the depth. So I can slide it in there. Yeah. Oopsie daisy. I don't think I'll risk going down any further, and I'll do the rest by hand. So, fair bit to hack off down there, but the slope will help. I wonder if I can hold that round the other way. And do that one. No, it won't fit in there, so looks like I'll have to do it by hand. Never mind. You can see I've made a start with a hacksaw. I soon got bored with that, I can tell you. Had a rethink, and of course by removing the jaw on the vice I can get the lump of aluminium in, so I'm going to do the second cut with the bandsaw again. And we'll see how it goes. I'll still have to finish it off with a hacksaw, but by hand, but it'll be nothing like as bad as it would have been had I had to cut through the whole lot. Right, that's as far as I'm going to go with that. I'll take it over to the bench vise and finish off with a hand hacksaw. There we are, chunk removed. I'm now going to square off the top and then turn it over, face it to length, and then carry on cutting out this profile correctly and take out the T-slot reliefs. I cut the stock about 3, possibly a little over 3 millimeters overly long, so that I'd have sufficient to compensate for inaccurate saw passes. So I just smooth off the top. Which, as it happens, wasn't that far out of square. Now I've got to flip it over, face it to length, and then decide on the sequence of machining operations for the rest of it. Okay. I'll just check how long it is actually. It's got to finish up at 50. That's 52 and a half, no, 53 and a half, 52 and a half. So let's mount it somewhere in the middle. Square it up. Got a little spider come along for the ride. Off you go, chappy. I have to admit that I resorted to a bit of lubrication as the aluminium was sticking even to the flutes of the roughing mill. Just come down to 51.5, so I'm just taking off the last 0.5 millimetre to bring it down to length. Right, acid test. With no acid involved. Cool. No, I haven't fiddled it. That's a gnat's whisker under 50. Right, that's that bit done. I'm now just going to cut out the recesses whilst I've got it set up in this position to leave the T-slot key in the middle. Again, doesn't have to be wonderfully precise, but I've touched the cutter off against the side here, and I'm going to go in 15.5 mil from this side, 15.5 mil from that side, down to a depth of 5 millimeters. Stepping over 5 millimeters a time, I'm going down 1.25 mil, so 4 cuts in all. Clogging up again. I'm going to have to clear those. Back again with a bit of WD-40 on. Yeah, that's better with lubrication. That should be 15.5. It's just about getting on for 16 actually. Never mind. That'll do. Right. Now we'll come back to milling this way. And you know all that elbow grease I saved on the bandsaw, I think I've just expended it all on twiddling the X-axis handle. This is the last cut, going down 0.5 mil to take it out to 5mm depth. As you would expect, more effort required conventional milling than time milling, because you haven't got the spinning cutter to help you. Anyway, that is now 13.5 mil wide and the slots are 14. Oh, 13.8, so giving a nice clearance. While I've got it up this way and square, I'm going to drill the through hole as well. But you've all seen holes drilled before, so I won't bore you with that. And I'll come back when I've flipped it over to finish off cutting out the relief. Okay folks, that's all the machining I can do on this setup, so let's take it out the vise. Shake off all the gubbins. Obviously I've got to go around and deburr everywhere, but that's the T-slot's done. I'll better check that it fits in the T-slot, I suppose. Yep, Can't see that. There we go. Little bit of slack, but I'm perfectly happy with that. Now I've got to go back to the vise. Yes, that's the vise, John. Set it up in the vise. Face this, take the edges off, flip it over, drill a hole, the size of which I've yet to determine. I think I'll probably drill and tap it 8mm because that's what it's going to be in the end. Then I can use that hole to centre it on the rotary table to do the rounding over. But in the meantime, I hear that there's a mug of tea with my name on it, so I'm going to go in now and come out and do a bit more tomorrow. Well, it's not the next day, it's actually a couple of days later, because when I came out the day after the last shot, I could only stand it out here for about 5 minutes. It was that cold, even with the heater on. So I put it off for a couple of days and woken up to an inch or two of snow. However, it's not so cold, so I'm going to press on. And in the meantime, I've set the piece up, as you can see in the vise, with a couple of parallels. I could do with whacking down a bit more. It's not going to shift anywhere anyway. However, I've got a 16mm diameter end mill in here, and I've decided that as these distances there and that way are not critical, I'm just going to clean it up on the surface, bring it over, and probably go down in a couple of runs just to clean that up. So let's get on with that. Heard that kind milling, it's left a bit of a ripply face there, and this end is thicker than that end, so let's go down half a mil or so. Bring the speed up. That's okay. That's not too bad. I've seen worse. Right, I'm now going to touch off on both these sides, halve it so they get in the middle, and I'm going to take off the outer side here. Unsurprisingly, slight change of tack. I've gone down roughly half the depth here, and I've touched off on this face, and I'm going in a total of 10mm, so I've zeroed the DRO on that face, and I'm taking a cut of about 1.5mm deep. See how that goes. Right, another change of tack. I'm going to go in from the top and go across the full 10mm and use the end cutter as an end cutter. There's a surprise. Let's go 9.5mm. Paraphrase Captain Oates, this could take a while, so I'll bring you back when it's all finished. Well, it didn't actually take that long, much longer than you'd want to sit there watching it. So we're down to the final depth, and I've gone in 9.5mm, and I'm just about to take the final 0.5mm off with a climb cut. There we are. And as they say, rinse and repeat. And there we are then. I've been round, I've given it all a clean up each side. This is a slightly under 25. That's 17, which is neither here nor there, and that's about 16.5, I think, but like I say, none of these are critical sizes, and it'll get the job done. So that's that bit finished on that side. I'm just going to have a bit of a vacuum round and then flip it over onto this face, so that I can drill down and tap the securing hole in there. I'll bring you back when that's set up. change of view because of the setup, and I'm just now going to drill a hole in here and drill and tap it. You know the procedure by now. Spot drill rather. I think I'll probably then do a 5mm hole through, tapping drill size, and then tap, and this will be a shortened sequence. Much shortened because I haven't got the drill sticking out far enough. This is only hand tight because it's a ball race type nut. Hands in the way I expect. Yeah, there we go. Just enough to centre the drill. Well, 5 drill. 5mm drill. Now 6.8 tapping drill with a bit of WD-40 to measure, good measure. Works better. My hands not getting in the way. There we are. Bit of WD-40 juice. I haven't got the chuck tight on the tap in case it sticks. Fairly low speed. Loosen off the quill and just let it pull itself in. Hand on the stop button, and I think I'll finish off by hand. I know it's unlikely that the tap this size will break in aluminium, but I've had a 4mm one do it to me, as you may have seen in an earlier video, in steel, and that cost me 30 quid to have it electronically scratched out. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. That is a bit tight. I think perhaps I should have used a slightly larger tapping drill. Oh, this is going to go like a carrot. Although you shouldn't back off with a spiral flute, but oh, blimey. No, I don't like that. I'm going to go through with a conventional second tap first. So bear with me while I change the tap. Well, I would have gone in with a number 2 or second tap. Only when I went to the drawer did I find that I haven't got one. So this is an ordinary straight flute plug tap. I'm going in conventionally. As it happens, I was damn near through anyway. So next time I'll use a slightly larger tapping drill. Just run a countersink down into there, and that side will be finished. Here comes a countersink. An awful lot of stick out there because the chuck's going to hit the top there if I'm not careful, so just a bit of a gentle breeze just to break the edge off. There we go. That'll do. I'll flip it over off camera and do the other side and these as well. But next job up will involve the rotary table, so I think that'll be for another day. It's darn cold out here and I'm going to go in and get warmed up. See you next time. Well, I think that's probably a timely place to stop, and next time we come back I'll be doing the work on the rotary table, doing the rounding off of the bits that need rounding off and putting it all together and see how we get on. So if you have been, thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time. Bye.